Hello and happy gaming, everyone. My name is Dark Sage Walker, and last time we played, we managed to get the Blazing Whirlwind setup to work. So, this time around, I think I want to try something a little different. But like what? With so many different setups, so many things to try, it can be a daunting task just to try to put a build together to see what you even think of it. So right now I'm just gonna look over my stuff as I contemplate what exactly I want to put together and run. Boomerang, Blaring Falconry. There's just so much. One would have thought, hey, if you're gonna do this, shouldn't you maybe have an idea in mind before you do it? Yeah, that would have been a good idea, wouldn't it? So I think what we're going to do is we're going to go just a general projectile build. No beams this time, because I want to focus on just throwing things. And if we're going to use that, then Bouncing Surge would be a good control method. And no, not that. That one. I mean, I could run with 2 electric spells. There's nothing wrong with that. So it seems like just about all the best projectile-based basics are either fire or electric-based. So I'm either going to be doing that, or I could run Perforating Jet as well. It's also projectile-based. Calm down, bird. Calm down. You getting upset that Cecil's wanting to have a snack now? Christ, Riku, you are such a drama queen. And we're gonna go with just the all-around red. Yeah, I can hear you getting upset. And that's a 12% damage bonus for all projectile-based spells, which should work on everything I have here. So let's get this show on the road. Alright, are you going to let me start Sky Palace? No thanks. Oh, thank goodness I turned that down. Alright, so we get Atlas first. That is a huge weight off of my shoulders. My goodness. Alright, so the whole idea with this build is that I want everything to just stay as far away from me as possible. Well, within reason, of course. Alright. This one should hopefully be a pretty simple win, but I mean, there are plenty of rooms that really challenge projectile builds pretty heavily, so I'm not gonna go about counting my eggs before they've hatched. Especially if I do shit like that. Ground? Who needs ground? I mean, seriously, what an immature idea. Something to stand on. Ow. Alright, that was a bad play on my behalf. Let's try not to have that happen again. I will definitely upgrade Bouncing Surge. Nothing else here is really all that worthwhile, so I'll just take my Bouncing Surge upgrade and bounce. See what I did there. And that right there is a good reason why I like Wavefront so much. It's just a nice quick burst. It can be either a shield or an offensive action. I love it, I love it, I love it. Now there's certain things about, I'll take the Mirror Shield because that's just plain good. Increases the damage of your signature arcana. That I could probably stand to pick up as well, if I get enough money, which means we gotta go out and complete this floor. Oh, I see you hiding behind the tree. Who do you think you are? Baby's first hide-and-seek game? Come on now. And you know, it's not even that it's not doing enough damage, I just would like it to do more damage. My projectile arcana. Yeah, the one projectile I have. It's too early to be increasing the prices of the shops, and for the same reason, I don't want to take the Golden Armor of Greed, because I don't want to risk losing a bunch of money on a bad run. Or bad room, I should say. Alright, so if I can afford the 175, I might. That was a bad move on my behalf. That was bad aim on my behalf. What the hell was I thinking? Over here, sir. Alright, Sparking Sprite Tetra will help quite a bit. Alright, so could I afford it? Yes, but I think I'm going to take my money and move on to the next floor. It would be nice to get that mechanism, but at the same time I need to remember I've got a lot more of the Chaos Trials to go. Might be nice to have the ability to purchase another upgraded Arcana should it become available. That's another thing that's going to help about the, what is it, Arcing Dragons? Dragon Arc. Is that even without it being fully prepared to fire, I can still fire it. Also, the Mirror Shield is going to offer quite a bit of leeway when it comes to things like the archers and the mages. Overall, this run is looking good, but like I said, don't want to count my chickens before they've hatched. Or eggs, or however the saying goes. Especially when shit like that can happen. Okay, part of the problem with what happened there, as you saw, is I just got stubborn. I should have looked for an escape route and attempted to attack from a different angle. Instead, I stood my ground and paid for it with about 100 health. So, the lesson there, know your escape routes. Know what you can do to get out of a bad situation and turn a disadvantage into, well, I don't want to say an advantage, but at least not a disadvantage. There we go. Alright, that room could have been a lot worse. And because perforating jets actually have a piercing quality, this makes it a very good spell for controlling multiple enemies. There we go. Looking good. So, those of you who have been astute enough to be following what's been going on, yes, it was D&D Day. Unfortunately, we had a bit of an issue. Those of you who have kind of been paying attention to what's been going on will understand what the issue was. With my roomie and best buddy having lost his voice, I didn't want to put him into a situation where he would either A, have to try to croak out what was going on during the game, or B, try to write everything down. It just wasn't going to be a good time. Take that as backup. So instead of trying to force a D&D game, we decided to take a week off. So no interesting adventures this time around, unfortunately. But for the sake of someone's health, I think that's a good thing. Not going to try to force someone to sit in the D&D chair, especially when one of us is a DM. To be fair, we can both Dungeon Master games. It's just the game that I had in mind are the ones he's DMing. And yeah, that would not have been good for him. So no D&D this week, unfortunately. But I'm happy to say that he is recovering. So next week we should be okay. We should have adventures next week, hopefully. Alright, getting a lot of work done with this perforating jet. It's actually a better arcana than I gave her credit for. And here's hoping that Atlas drops a good arcana for me. Let's not get overzealous. Alright, so now he's going to use his ultimate. And there we go. Easy fight. But it was also only the level 1 fight. Let's see how the rest of them go after this. Terror Ring. It's a good get-off-me option, I suppose. Not going to turn it down. Okay, that was a mess. I don't know how I got out of that. I'm sure some smartass watching this somewhere in the near future will be like, "Oh, you mean you just ran away a lot and then threw things at them? I don't know why you said you don't know how you got out of that." That's not exactly what I meant. I mean, there were so many enemies there, it was so likely I was going to take a bunch of damage, and somehow I didn't. There we go. So let's see if we get a good arcana out of you. Spark Array. Actually, yes, I would say that's a very good arcana to have. especially considering that coming up is Freya. Okay, you, sir, are making me mad. Now, between Bouncing Surge and Shockaway, we got that Shockaway. How many more times am I gonna Elmer Fudd a fucking statement? No, now that we have Shock Array and Bouncing Surge, we got plenty of area of effects to help handle issues. And that's why I dislike Lancers, because as soon as they get the ability to jump, they've just gotten vulnerability in a can, and I hate that. No Aqua Breaker for you. Definitely take Ring of Reserves. That's going to make Dragon Arc and Wavefront both better. And I think Chaos Visor is a good idea, considering that it's going to up the critical hit rate of all my projectiles, so most of my spells. But before I pick it up, I want to see what Iris is selling. What the hell? Okay, what even is this room? What the hell? I have actually never seen that room before, and I'm really kind of hoping I never see it again. Okay, that took over half my health in just one fell swoop. Okay, I don't know what this room is, but I never want to see it again. That room can suck my badge. Alright, so it's good to know that just about every elemental castle essentially has its own nightmare room. Alright, need to play this really kind of clutch now, because that room just sapped my fucking health. It's right down to nothing. Looks to me like you still have 235 health. The point is, I kind of got hoodwinked. Now, that fight was just fine. You put me into a... Yeah, I'll take that. Put me into a friggin' no-win freeze situation there with 3 elemental enemies and pits and traps and... You know, basically everything that restricts my ability to move. And yeah, we'll see. You'll see that I'm just gonna get wrecked. I mean, I think most people would get wrecked if you... aren't expecting anything, then suddenly you walk into a room that gives you about, I don't know, 3 square feet to dodge with, and then you've got icicle traps and ice archers who can aim multi-directional bullshit spells and homing attacks. Yeah, it just wasn't that. I'm sorry, that room wasn't fair. I will definitely upgrade Wavefront. Upgrade. I can't talk. Leave me alone. Now, Terra Ring is one of those spells that's interesting to me because upgrading it makes it has essentially 2 or 3 layers to it, and upgrading it makes it so that all those layers come out at once, but the overall damage of the spell goes down. Probably should have done that instead of trying to dodge through them. Okay, so we are now in a very bad spot. We need health. We need it now. Come on, drop health. That's what Daddy needs to feel secure right now. Curse you, don't have any curses. Okay, so once again, I think before I purchase anything, I need to A, make sure that I don't need to pick up a health potion, and B, I need to make sure that I'm not going to regret not picking up something from Iris's shop. God damn it. My aim is really off right now. Alright, fine, fuck it, I'll take it. That may end up being a problem, but I'm hoping that it's going to end up being more worthwhile than not. Oh, pardon me. That's a little bit of health back. It feels a bit better. Okay, I don't exactly know how that hit me, but okay. This is just the game's way of saying, you're in my world now. Funny, without any D&D adventures to talk about, I'm a little quiet. Go figure. Alright, give me the singing bowl. Alright, that was a good fight. Fleet Lancer I can handle pretty effectively. Conqueror's Cloak. All mages and summoners have their spells limited. Okay. Oh, what am I doing? Sorry, I'm used to playing Dead Cells, so when I want to go through a door, I just hit right bumper. It's like, no, that's not correct. As one can probably guess, the impetus for wanting to get back into Dead Cells is the Bad Seed DLC. Which, yes, I quite like what was presented there. It's a lot of... What they put out was essentially a lot of early game stuff. So you've got the new Arboretum level. You've got the new Swamp level, which... You know, it's kind of neat that there's just a straight-up bayou that you have to travel through. And then there's the Mama Tick boss, which this is not meant to be an insult or anything, so I hope no one takes it this way. She might be the easiest boss in the game. And you know what? I'm fine with that. I have no issue with them putting in a relatively easy boss. It's supposed to be early game content anyway. That having been said, she is real intimidating. And before I figured out what I was doing in that fight, it was real easy to let myself go, oh my god, I'm in so much trouble, when, you know, really all I had to do was, you know, figure out her patterns, look for the openings, stop being such a bitch. It was the stop being such a bitch part that was difficult, though. And no, I don't really need that. Not for this build. Alright, so then... the zap. I do like me some Spark Array. I think I've mentioned that before, haven't I? Come on, teleport. Alright, well done. Now, interestingly, I think of all the new biomes and whatnot that they added to the game, the thing that's the most difficult is the Arboretum. Mostly because the mushroom enemies that they added to the game are very powerful. I think my problem is less with the mushroom enemies, more so that that because mushrooms are the thing in that level, there's a returning enemy that shows up there that I have a lot of issues with. I believe they're called Marrows, or if not, that I just associate it with that character from the X-Men who summons spikes from her bone marrow and just tosses them. So, insert not a big comic boy, don't know what I'm talking about, but I remember that much at least. I know, wait a minute, a nerdy guy that doesn't get into comics? What the hell? And it's not that I don't get into comics, it's just that there's so much to sift through nowadays that I don't know if I'm necessarily up for learning all that. But at least some of us do recognize that comics have lore and stories to tell. Then there are the people out there that like to use comics to try to push their own political agendas. Again, not going to get into that because the last thing I want to do is start a fight over something silly as that. Have I mentioned that I don't like enemies that have invulnerability in a can? Oh, evading Zephyr, too bad! You can't hit me, evading Zephyr! I'll drop that, it would be worth a little extra money. Alright. Might as well hop down here and pick up a little extra health. So, because the Arboretum is such a... it's essentially a big, wide-open area, which, again, I have no problem with that. But because of that, it's really hard to see where those spike summoners are, and as a result, it's real easy to get wrecked by them. Mostly because you can't see where they are to react to them accordingly. Oh, you get to have invulnerability in a can too, huh? Okay, having your spells limited is real nice. I know the sorts of things you like to throw at me, and just frankly, screw that. I do think having Aqua Breaker as a backup is a good idea. For one, it'll benefit from my projectile-based setup. 2, it's powerful. And 3, it's going to do more against Shu than Terra Ring. Speaking of which, what's available here? Oops, I made an oopsie. Alright, Spice Rack, what do you do? It's kinda helpful. I don't know, I'll just take it with me, who cares? I'm on the last floor where I can possibly pick up another relic anyway, so if nothing else of interest pops up, I'm probably going to be stuck with it. Here we go. Classic wartime strategy. Bottleneck your enemy. Force them to fight on your terms. And ultimately, either in this game or in Dead Cells, that's the name of the game, is you want to get the enemy to fight on your terms. Once you're forced to fight them on their terms, now you've got an issue. So you need to be the one essentially controlling that narrative. Where the hell did you come from? Dark Sage, that was your fault for not paying attention. What was I not supposed to pay attention to? I didn't even know there was anything there. Like, I was relatively certain that that guy was dead. Last I checked, dead guys don't get up and attack again. Unless you're in a Romero film, in which case that's all they do. There we go. If I'm in need of health in a real bad way, I'll come back to Dr. Song and trade in one of my Arcana, but I would rather not do that right now. Right now, sorry, I think we can get the job done. That would have been a good time to have that ring of recycling. Haven't found a single mimic yet in this run. I don't know if I should call myself extremely lucky or if I should watch my back in the next run. God, I hate rogues. Hey, is it okay if we give an enemy a frame 1 attack that can catch you out of literally anything? Why would that be okay? I don't understand. That's great. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to make it so that these guys can catch you out of literally any attack, and if you so much as breathe near them, then you take damage. How is that even remotely fair? Oh, well, here's the best part. They're also going to be elemental so that they can throw homing spells at you. Like, how is this even remotely balanced? Also, why is Anders not here? Okay, so now it's now looking very much like this is going to be a failed run. Okay. Flak gauntlets. Yeah, don't really need that. Alright, so let's trade in one of my Arcana. Can I make use of that right now? No. Well, crap. Alright, give me my glove back. And in its place, I'm going to take Flame Fusion. Alright, so now Spice Rack is looking a little bit less interesting, but at least now, I have had the option of getting myself back to some amount of health. Now I need to really watch what I'm doing, because as I've demonstrated plenty of times, Shu can be super dangerous. Two, three. Homing tornadoes. Ah, crap. Sometimes you just gotta go for it. Oh, I don't think that's a good idea. Alright, now, for this fight, I think Aqua Breaker is definitely the better option. No! Alright, so Aqua Breaker, the reason why I switched to that is because is because it's a very high damage spell. To be fair, so is Flame Fusion. But Aqua Breaker I can use from a distance and definitely counts towards that whole Projectile Arcana build. And as you can see, Bouncing Surge is controlling his minions. There's a reason why I say Bouncing Surge and the bubbles are so important. Fortunately, I had the mirror to give myself a little bit of extra protection. Same with that. Fortunately, he's decided that he doesn't want to summon minions for this fight. He wants to fight me mano a mano, man to man. Okay, screwed up there. Oh, never mind. Spoke too soon. Woo! Okay, that was close. But it was a victory. And you know how the saying goes, if I have him, so long as I have one hit point, I'm good to go, baby. So we're gonna mark that up as another victory in our book, which means that my most impressive streak is so far 2. At least on camera, my most impressive streak is 2. Now at this point, I'm pretty sure, yep, I have all the Arcana, so I'm not gonna get anything new. But there you go. It's another victory, and in my eyes, that's a good thing. And once again proves that sometimes the best way to handle your business is to make sure that you're in control of the situation. If I didn't have Bouncing Surge there, his minions would have run wild, and that would have just created further problems. You don't want him to summon minions, because that means that he's the one in control of the narrative. And if he's the one in control of how the fight goes, now you've got issues. So, thank you very much for watching. I enjoy making these videos. It's a bit of an obscure game, and as much as I love Isaac, as much as I'm enjoying recording Hollow Knight, I just sometimes like this game is kind of it came back to me in a big way when they did when they released the Thundering Keep, and I'm hoping to keep it there. In the same way that Dead Cell's Bad Seed DLC brought me back to that game, Thundering Keep brought me back to Wizard of Legend. So, I hope you enjoy watching these as much as I enjoy making them, and I will be back soon with more content. My name is Dark Sage Walker, and I will be seeing you.